I've had numerous seatbelt cases, but recently was involved in a false latch case involving a Ford Explorer. Interesting facets of the case were that all passengers in the vehicle provided testimony that they were buckled into their seat using their restraint harnesses. At an earlier time, the driver of the vehicle had been cited for a seatbelt violation and claims that since then, she doesn't move her vehicle until she can see that everyone is buckled in. The vehicle inspection revealed that the latching mechanism worked properly, and I personally could not make it fail, but yet the rear left passenger was ejected and fatally injured. While preparing for this case, I had reviewed the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration records and noticed numerous complaints were made regarding seatbelt failures in this particular vehicle. I'd also noticed many were specific to the rear left position. In a personal experience, I was a passenger riding down the road in a similar vehicle, and after some period my seatbelt came loose. The retractor actually pulled the harness away and into the stow position while I was sitting there. At that time, I simply reinserted it into the buckle, checked indeed that it was latched, and went on about my business. But I hadn't forgotten that instance. Remembering my experience and keeping the NHTSA complaints in mind, I was looking at exemplar vehicles for my Explorer case. I was convinced that the deceased was buckled into her seat. Through trial and error, I was able to duplicate the false latch in one of the exemplar vehicles I examined. I mentioned the false latch while being deposed and got the impression that the other side wanted more evidence than my description of what I had discovered. So I found a locally owned Explorer, asked permission to examine the rear left harness assembly, and was allowed to examine it and make a video, with the stipulation that the owner's 10-year-old daughter keep an eye on what I was doing with their SUV. My camera only does short video clips, so a little girl actually proved to be helpful to activate the video feature while I was in the vehicle. Here's what I was able to show.
Okay, now what we're doing is we're going to try this seatbelt out, and we're going to see if it will fail the way I failed it on the other examples that I did.
Alright.
Okay. Let me get this thing. Can you see me okay in there?
Yes, sir. I can't see my head.
No, that's okay. We don't need to see my head. We need to see what happens with the seatbelt. Okay, now I've got this buckled in, and it's going to fail in a second as soon as I wiggle around, okay? What I did is I had my butt holding this in place. And it's done it 3 or 4 times now. We just got to... Okay, now I've got this in place, and I'm even moving around, and if I'm not mistaken, if I bump myself right, it undoes itself. And that's my behind holding it into the latch, into the buckle, but it really wasn't latched.
I can explain how and why this occurs. It's an engineering design defect, was the cause of the decedent's fatal injury, and could have been avoided. Call American Technical Analysis with your case application and we can discuss it. Thanks.